Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where it was left late. Yesterday at Ibrox, it was 89 minutes, looking like we're heading for Sunday night depression once again, but the man in the mask turned around and headed us in front. Obviously, Tavernier with the penalty as well, but aye, bit of a crazy game in the end up, which I don't think anybody expected that watching the full game. It was heading for drop points and the questions would have been asked kind of after the game, but we got two massive goals in the last 10 minutes of the game, which obviously saw us edge closer to Celtic in first place. And I saw some for these players that I haven't saw in a while, where it's being resilient, grinding out a result and kind of never giving up, which the manager very well put in his press conference as well after the game. So all great in results. Life, but I mean the performance for the large parts of the game has to be so much better. Decision making and some players really need to have a really hard look at themselves because they won't be playing for Rangers any longer if they keep delivering that. So, aye, if you like this episode, like, subscribe, and share. Always very appreciated. But aye, on to this game then. This was the team that started. I think we were all a bit surprised when Sam Lammers and Cyril Dessers were again on the starting lineup. I mean, Lammers was a bit of a passenger the other night. He had a chance to obviously win us the game and he fluffed it like he kind of normally does. He's very poor in front of goal. Cyril
Aye.
Dessers was absolutely shocking the other night. Danilo comes on within 2 seconds and hits the bar, and you're just like, it's just so much better. But I think the only way I look at it is the manager's being like, right, this, I'll start you at Ibrox, last kind of chance saloon. And the way he ripped fucking Dessers off the pitch at half time kind of explains all to me.
Oh, I mean, this guy's the worst signing we've ever made in the history of our club. That to me, there's no argument about this. This guy is, I don't know how we've signed this guy at all. It all comes back down to Molly, doesn't it? All comes back to Michael Beale there. I mean, what did he see in this guy to say that he was going to be good enough to lead the line for us? I'm still
No.
trying to process my head around it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you say Danilo comes on Thursday and you think to yourself, right, surely Danilo's got to start at the weekend there. But Dessers obviously starts, you say, maybe manager giving him a last chance sort of kind of thing. But if you can't put the ball in the net when it's right in front of you,
Oh,
then
that
what we
was
do? That was, I can't believe that. It just shows the manager again, just he's not going to accept mediocrity or, you know what I mean? He took him straight off, which was the right decision. Lammers as well. I mean, I'm trying to see Hingway in this guy at all, but really, he's in the same boat. I mean, Dessers is number one worst signing all time. Probably Lammers is right behind him,
it,
close second.
it's definitely
First
it's the
half,
outlay, I know. It's the money
see
we
the
paid
first
him.
half. See when he took that shot when there was no. Why are
Mm.
you hitting the shot there? You're not going to score that. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're seeing something that I'm not, bro. Your confidence ain't at that kind of level. I don't know why you're having a dig there, but I definitely the two of them for me are just ship them out there now if we can. Saudi Arabia, anywhere. Korea, maybe over there. I mean, just anywhere.
That's the problem, though, innit? It's just the fact that we've signed these guys for huge fees. They're probably on good wages, long
Mm.
contracts. It's kind of what we all didn't want in the summer.
Yeah.
We were desperate, obviously, to get players in, and we looked at these two guys and thinking, right, they've maybe not had the best of spells in the past couple of years. Hopefully, they've come in, they've showed quality in the past, and they can revitalise themselves. But that is kind of what Michael Beale's strategy was in terms of signing everybody, really. Obviously, Cantwell's worked out. He's not been great this season. I don't think. I don't think you can really criticise Lammers as heavily as we do when Cantwell is offering nothing as well.
Man.
And I
He's just come
know
back from injury as well, but you know what I mean?
obviously he's coming back for injury, but in terms of the full season, I think Cantwell's been really below what we expected after we signed him. And I'm kind of just obviously Lammers is shocking. Like he shows some nice stuff on the ball and stuff like that, but it's just all too flashy and there's nothing to end up with. But I think Cantwell is we need more as well. I don't feel like we can criticise the same guy in the same position so heavily if we're not kind of looking at Cantwell as well. But that's maybe just the way I'm kind of looking at things.
No, I think
Um,
it's a fair criticism, mate. It's a fair criticism, but as I say, he's just back fit. But Cantwell gives you that buzz. Do you know what I mean? See when he comes on the park, you know he's going to try and create. He's always going to keep
aye,
going.
I feel like you can always
Whereas,
kind of expect Cantwell to maybe deliver something. That's what kind of tears the two of them apart. But um, Nah, I need to see more for Cantwell, obviously, as he builds up fitness, as you say, and gets back for his injury, kind of 100%. Hopefully, we see that, but he needs to start providing in big moments. Obviously, wins as a penalty yesterday that we end up going on to miss, but Cantwell, I'm needing more. That's just the way I feel. I thought Sima again, kind of on the left hand side, wasn't saying his best game kind of ever, but the guy never stops. The guy is
Oh,
always kind of on it, and I mean he's that kind of only player we have at the moment that can really be creative on the left hand side and throw up some trouble. I think when you've got your full squad back in terms of Lawrence and Matondo, I'd be looking at playing Sima kind of through the middle. Maybe even just kind of him and Danilo kind of playing up there. But I thought Sima again, after putting in such great effort the other night at left back out of position, and again showing up the day yesterday, sorry, and doing a decent job for the team. I think he's kind of improving by every game in different parts. Obviously, he's scoring goals. He now seems to be a lot more comfortable on the ball. I think that's what a lot of people kind of looked at Abdullah Sima and his sort of early spell at Rangers, and he was you're like, how is this guy a footballer with the kind of control he had on it? But I thought he's definitely improved. Not his best game, but definitely an important player going forward.
massive player going forward, mate. I would say, definitely. I just think he's work rate as well. Just he doesn't get, as you say, he doesn't give up, keeps going. He wasn't really getting the service really. Connor Golson played a lovely ball to him like the last kind of 5 minutes of the game, I remember. But I don't really, as I say, just don't really remember much of him for the game personally. I love him for the fact he just keeps going, mate. And see when you see somebody like him that's just going to keep going and gaining effort, and you've got two clowns like Lammers and Dessers on the park, you know what I mean, it's refreshing. Somebody for me who I thought was fantastic, Jack. I know he's not on this thing, mate, but we'll wait until January for it. But my boy Shanklin was involved in Everton Hearts.
Shankland was absolutely fantastic yesterday.
Oh, honestly, it does depress you with the fact that we've got Dessers up top and you've got a forward like Lauren Shanklin just sitting there at Hearts. That hopefully, I honestly, whatever they want, I'm paying in January
Well,
because I
he's only
honestly
got a year and a half left in his contract as well. I feel like it's a question that should be asked in January. We need a guy to come in and score goals. Lon Shankland scores
does
goals
that.
all
Mm,
day long. He's Scottish as well, so it will help us in terms of the European coefficient. That is the main thing. We need goals up front, and I think
mm.
he is staring us right in the face every
Hey,
single time, every window. And we've kind of opted for obviously Dessers and Danilo this time, but we need to take up that option and sign Shankland in January for me, 100%.
it's a must. And as I say, I would have done it in the summer. But again, Jack, what do we know when we do these players we would look at and sign for the club? Do you know what I mean? Not much.
No,
But nah, just yesterday, as I say, I don't really think there was any real quality in obviously in the first half. Definitely, there was nothing. Part for obviously the last minute, maybe going into the penalty. It was nice for asking. Second half, Matt, a bit better. Just constantly keep going, as we said, grinding out getting the result. Tavernier for like 2 minutes decided, you know what, I'm going to actually do something here. For the large part of the game was absolutely
no.
woeful.
Aye, I think Hearts, obviously in the first half, I thought Hearts were really comfortable. The way they kind of passed the ball about, and we couldn't get near them. We actually couldn't get near any other players that were passing it about quite nicely. Obviously, the goal comes for a cross. I think it's Alex Cochrane, right into the back post. Obviously, Yilmaz, that's always going to be a bit of a weakness for him as his height, and it loops over him, and Shankland's obviously to stick it in the net. But I think after that they kind of grew in confidence, and we've saw this a lot this season where we regress and we don't know what we're doing on the ball, and we gift up really easy chances, and the fans are kind of on the players' back straight away, and it's not what you want at Ibrox, and I feel like that's the players doing a lot of the time. Because the first half was really poor. We get our absolute lifeline with the penalty, and it felt like at the time it just was we don't deserve to get a goal here, and obviously then misses the penalty as well. Gives you a huge task in the next 45 minutes to really overcome. The big task had to be getting Dessers or Lammers off the pitch, or both of them. Obviously, Clement has chosen to get rid of Dessers and put Danilo on, and I feel like there was an instant improvement, kind of just with link up play and a guy that can
Mm.
actually control the ball, and he looks confident when he gets the ball, and like we saw in the 93rd minute, a guy that can win you the game. That's that's who should be starting up front. But I feel like there's a lot of work to do in that front four. There's so much mystery to who is really going to be. I mean, you've got Sema, who's a nailed on starter. Cantwell, obviously, when he's fit, but the other two positions are really kind of up for grabs at the moment. In the middle of the park, obviously, Raskin, tough injury. It looked like quite a sore one, obviously, getting stretchered off. I don't expect we'll see him for a while, to be honest, if it's really as bad as first feared. But hoping he's all right. If he is all right for the game Wednesday, I'd probably leave him out anyway. If he can make the semi-final, make that the kind of priority. But I thought, again, he kind of had a poorer game yesterday. I felt like he's like a terrier in the middle of the park. He really chases down everybody, and he's in the nose of everybody, but I feel like sometimes with his decision making, it's a bit poor at times. Obviously, it's clear that he's got talent, but I think with some of the stuff we've seen from last season towards the end, I think that's still to kind of come out in Raskin's game this season. Obviously, gets the injury, so somebody else will be taking that position. But what's your thoughts on him?
No, yeah, again, mate, it's the same as you, just his decision making. No real bit of quality for him personally was obviously before half time for me, do you know what I mean? Getting Carmel through there. But nah, man, tough injury, and if he is, thing I wouldn't even hang him. I'd save him obviously for the semi final, but if he's not going to be back for that, then I don't know when he'll be back. But it's just a luck in it, really. Do you know what I mean? But
Nah,
obviously, when players are starting to come back, players end up getting injured as well. So it's just a luck at the moment.
nah, it's as simple as that, really. And obviously, as you say, Dowell was on the bench. I couldn't fucking believe my eyes, actually.
What's that guy?
Rangers must have looked at that tweet that we put out and were like, aye, right, Dowell gone the bench.
Uh,
Um, Cifuentes obviously back on the bench as well. It's nice to see. Looking forward to seeing him under this manager. So leaves that position open. Ryan Jack came on as well and done really well, even if he was playing over kind of right wing. To be honest, I
I
thought Ryan Jack had quite a good impact on the game, and had probably, I know a lot of people are really against the John Lundstrom Jack partnership in the middle of the park, but I feel like at the moment
the
that's
only option you
probably would
got.
go for. Obviously Cifuentes, I'd like to see him maybe as a further forward midfielder. Dow was kind of that Todd Cantwell kind of ilk as well. So I would expect Jack probably starts with Lundstrom, and obviously Lundstrom get the man of the match in the stadium yesterday, and I was kind of bewildered, to be honest with you. There was a lot of chances that felt him in the edge of the box, and the ones
First
that
one.
he should take, he passes, and the ones that he should not shoot, he ends up taking the strike at goal. He was unlucky with a couple, right enough, but I feel like everyone's just so slow with him in the ball. Um, like same with Ben Davies as well. Like you've that full second half, Hearts were camped in their own half, and it was up to Lundstrom and Davies and Goldson to kind of distribute the ball quickly. And I feel like Lundstrom and Davies far too slow. We trying to make the decision, let Hearts get into kind of position as well, and I was surprised when he got the man of the match. To be quite honest with you,
I mean, Danilo was the man of the match for me, really, just for the winner. But I'm not. I was surprised as well, mate. As you say, just too slow on the ball. Same with Davies as well, as you're talking about as well. It's just boring. Do you know what I mean? John Lundstrom's like, for me, he's just like a slug, man. He's just so slow. Everything he does is so slow. And it's players like that, as I say, I just obviously when Hart scored the first goal, and obviously first half wasn't good enough from what have you, but I'm looking at these as we talk about the core players that have been here for a bit, and I'm thinking to myself, surely the manager's looking at it and going, when I get the chance, use a shot out here. And Lundstrom for one, I think he's just got to go. I think it would do him the world of good and all just to get away. Because for me, he just can't. I think he can handle it up here at times, man. And especially in games like this, where you have to just go forward. You have to be quicker. Do you know what I mean? Because you know teams are just going to sit back. They're going to sit on that one no lead. So, yeah, again, stupid yellow card and all. I thought as well. Why are you doing that?
mm-hmm.
He does that all the time. See, they kind of. I'm like,
he's
just
a
reckless
search for a
foul
booking all the time. Aye,
all the time. If you're a betting man, lunchtime for a yellow. Do you know what I mean? But I just all the time reckless fouls, and I'm like, come on, you need to be wiser in games like this.
mm-hmm.
But man, I just as I say, I wasn't really nobody really impressed me yesterday. As I say, I just thought obviously Danilo with a goal. You're thankful for that. I wasn't. You know what I mean? There was not one player that stood out and was like,
Nah.
right, they're grabbing the game by the neck. Do you know what I mean? Because as I get it again, for me, I'm not going to have a go at the manager if we had lost that yesterday. For me, it's on these players. You know what I mean? Some of them have been here, as we've talked about, long enough, the core group, and you're thinking to yourself, you've got a perfect chance here to go and get some points on the board, close the gap a bit. And it just felt like, all right, cool, we're not going to take advantage of this here. I don't understand why. And then obviously we get two moments where, I mean, yet again, what a foul in the box for a penalty. I know people are going on about, oh, typical whatever referee's going to be. It's a penalty. Pulls a jersey. It's a penalty. And then a fantastic cross and a fantastic goal. And you just hope that the Brazilian Batman can lead the line on Wednesday night.
Aye, it has to be. It has to be now. Like as you say, the whole performance was poor. I feel like in the second half we stepped it up a bit. We weren't really creating anything clear cut at all. I didn't expect us to score one goal, not even never mind two. So we got the stroke of luck obviously with the penalty. It is stupid for Peter Haring. I don't know why he's got the shirt of Goldson, and I seen Goldson appeal for it straight away, and it obviously when he goes over to the monitor, it's pretty much certain that he's going to give it. Big balls for Tavernier to step up, and that's what he should have done with the first one though. Just fucking put it down the middle, as much power as you can.
But I think in his mind already, for everyone, I thought everyone for that first penalty he had was like, right, he scores this. And then just the way he took it, you could tell he wasn't scoring it. I think he, into his mind, he'd already scored it before he hit it. But aye, second one much better.
Nah, and then this is why he'll always be the most divisive Rangers player ever, because he pops up with the assist in the equaliser to get us the two goals. But you're still looking at his performance and you're like, mate, what are you doing for like large parts of that game? I mean, I actually was going off my fucking head at him when he was trying to cross balls into the box. Because I'm like, how can you continually hit the first man every time? How can it be two over hit every time? How's it not perfect? And then the one that had to be perfect was, and that's why he's so annoying because he worst game he'll probably play still gets a goal and an assist. It's weird.
That is weird. It's just as weird as Sam Lammers having a Europa League winners medal. I mean, that just makes you want to throw yourself out the window, doesn't it, when you think about that? But no, he is one of the players. As I say with Tavernier, he always seems to just pop up with either a goal or an assist. And as you say, mate, it was just how you know beating the first man. But no, it was just vital moments, vital things, as you say, when you come to Tavernier. Certain moments of the games where he does step up and he does stand out.
Nah, and aye, you can't fault him for obviously getting his back in it. And aye, I want our forward players to be contributing the same. That's what the manager said as well. He wants everybody to have that mentality going forward.
See, for me as well, just I think it's straight away as well. Obviously, first game, new manager, bouncing, all that kind of stuff. You still want to play well at home as well. Do you know what I mean? I know we were all desperate to think Hearts low and confidence would go out there, maybe hammer them or what have you. But over the last couple of Hangman games as well, we haven't really played. Obviously, I know it was a new manager bounce, but I'm starting to see some of these slackers like Lundstrom and Goldson and all that just do that dilly-dallying on the ball and trying to go backwards. And that's what I love about is the fact that they probably think as well, if I go backwards with this ball, this manager's going to run on this park and go for us, probably. But I just...
That is the thing, though. It is going to take time, as we know. But absolutely. It feels like the players are, as you say, kind of past couple of games slipping back into their own ways that they were under previous coaches that got them the boot. But it's very early, obviously. We'll see how we end up playing in a couple of months and we see the progression for there. I would like to hope we're doing a lot better. Obviously, Goldson and Davies, apart from the goal, really, there wasn't too much apart from their distribution for the ball sometimes. Yilmaz, obviously we spoke about the goal briefly. There was another one where he kind of was caught under the ball and it was fizzed across the face of the Rangers goal, and that was the only proper chance I really remember Hearts having after the set in the second half, sorry. But Yilmaz, I feel like Shankland had him on all day. He had him all day, and that's something I really liked about Shankland's performance. Is he's physical, he's got the range of passing about him, he can score goals, he's everywhere. And he really bullied Yilmaz for a large majority of the game, and I think a lot of people might now be questioning Yilmaz, and he can't do anything about his fucking size, right? But I think maybe timing with jumping and stuff like that could maybe be a lot better. There was also a lot of onus on him and Tavernier to put crosses into the box. That was pretty much the first half, was just let's see how many delivers you can get into the box. But I would expect more for Yilmaz. I think it was probably his poorest game in a Rangers shirt, I would say.
I definitely was, mate. Someday I was going to also have a go as well. It's just the fact that it just felt like same as Tavernier, just try to just obviously wing it in the first half there. But as you say, Shankland had him on his toes, man. Shankland was just so impressive yesterday, and I think obviously showing why he should be at the club in January for me. I like that he dropped back and he helped out his team as well. Obviously in possession as well, fantastic. But I mean, what can you've got to feel for wee Hasbulla, do you know what I mean? He tried his best, you know what I mean? But
Aye.
I saw that hanky now, see ever since Sakala with
Aye, Conor
I
Masvidal.
saw a hanky when I see him now, man. But definitely probably one of his poorest games. But I also feel for him as well. So obviously he knows he should be probably the number one choice,
Aye.
but you've got Matic there as well. But I just
He's
wasn't.
going to be getting a run of games now, yeah, at least for the next
Oh, and he's
couple
got to
anyway.
show. Got
At
to
least for the
show.
next couple. So we'll see how he improves, and you just hope Hearts don't take that into the game at the weekend and kind of try and target him. I feel like he is quite strong defensively. Like when at times I think it's again it's just high balls. You can't can't do much, but aye, that was just that was it felt big in the stadium yesterday when Danilo scored that second one, and it just felt like a relief celebration, to be honest with you, because you obviously knew what happened the day before. You knew you had to deliver a victory, or it was absolutely fucking hell in there again. This season that we've seen too many times. I mean, that would be about 4 defeats in the first 10, 11 games as well. It's just not good enough, and that's the game that would take you out of the title race. So the fact that we've shown up and we've won it is huge, but it needs to be better performance level, and we need to win the game again on Wednesday, and then hopefully get to a cup final on Sunday. But the last time we went up to Dundee, it was left late again. I remember this game vividly for some reason that we got a penalty. Tavernier missed it. Dundee went 1-0 up. Then Aaron Ramsey scored the equaliser, and Connor Goldson was up the pitch in the last minute and scored at the other end. And that was in that fourth kit of that season, the 150-year anniversary. So,
I'm
aye,
just admiring the beautiful Alfredo Morelos on my screen there. I do miss him dearly.
aye. I think much more than we ever thought we would be. What we've been
Oh,
delivered with. His replacement. But my last time we went up there, it was hard fought. I think we played them in the cup that season as well, and it was 3-0. It was because I went to that game up there, and then we played them last year at home, and it was one of the worst games ever. I think Davis actually scored 1-0, shocking. But Dundee have actually started this season quite well. I think they're in the top 6, unbeaten in a few games. They've only lost 2 games this season, coming up for the championship, obviously. So impressive in their part. Going to their pitch, it's never a good pitch to play on either. At Dens Park, so it's going to be a hard-fought game again. I think I'd like to think we should have enough to go up there and comfortably win the game, but Dundee are hard bastards to beat. So the team that I have put out is probably the team that I would start, but there has to be a mention for Ross McCausland. The only reason Scott Wright's in that image is because Ross McCausland isn't a guy you can select. I mean, coming on yesterday and trusted by the manager to come on, and again another hard situation and doing ever so well. I mean, it's night and day what a guy with a bit of passion in him, a bit of belief that he's got the talent to go and start does for the squad. I mean, in a problem position as well, playing that right hand side. If he continues to keep improving, that slot will be his. And I was impressed with what I saw from him. Again, coming into a hard game when you need to get the victory, and he done well. One particular moment that I liked was when he chased the Hearts player all the way up the left hand side and just halved him. Just it was like no prisoners. We're 2-1 up now. Just do whatever to get the victory. So I think McCausland is definitely deserving his start on Wednesday.
definitely. It's a much better option than an empty jersey and Sam Lammers or Scott Wright. I completely and utterly forgot he came on. I
See,
honestly
Scott
forgot
Wright, I
Scott Wright.
actually thought done all right through the middle. It's weird. He's just
But
such a fucking annoying player because he's a
aye,
winger, but he plays better in other positions. And half the time you're like,
aye.
aye,
No, but no, definitely. I feel like all 3 subs, Jack, Danilo, and this young man should be starting on Wednesday for me. Just the effort, bit of passion as you're talking about, mate. the actual desire to want to win for this club and actually play for this club. That's what we want to see in the attitude there for the young man. So, I mean, I was calling for him to start on Thursday as well. Obviously, he never did came on, but I'd like to personally see him get some minutes here on Wednesday. Because what else can you do really when you're thinking on it? What else can you do? I cannot watch Lammers and that play again. Really, for me personally, it's just going to get more and more. I feel
Nah.
toxic with them. You know what I mean? Because we all know now we've tried with these guys to give them chances and what have you. Just not at the level. And you get a young man there who's clearly wanting the opportunity, dying to get in the part. So throw him on and see what he can do.
Nah, it's just as simple as Lammers and Dessers need to be on the bench for the foreseeable at the moment. They're starting most games and they're not providing anything.
They
So
can't start Sunday.
no, they
They
cannot
can't.
start on Sunday. It has to be Danilo in there. Obviously, Tom Lawrence is back in training today, which is a huge boost. I don't know if he'll be back as quick as Wednesday, but
I'd
him
keep
being back in the squad for Sunday would be a massive boost. Obviously, Dowell and Cifuentes, you've got numbers coming back now, which I feel like you can have more, not rotation, but more options just to what you can do with the squad. And I don't think Philippe Clement's had that so far yet as he came in. So, McCausland 100% has to start in place. He's got right on that image. Cantwell, Danilo, Sima, Jack Lundstrom at the back. And I personally would bring in Suter. Ben Davies is so weak for me as a centre half. I feel like Ben Davies is more of a centre defensive midfielder than he is a centre half. See what Pep Guardiola's done with John Stones? I think
Aye.
we should do that with fucking Ben Davies. I don't see Davies as a strong centre half at all. He's got the range of passing and stuff like that, which is mimicked to a midfielder. I just feel like he'd be more stronger in that area of the pitch. But I think Suter is just the better defender. And I'd have probably the four of them starting. Obviously, they played together in the Hibs game last weekend, done well. So, for me, that's the team that I would start on Wednesday, plus obviously McCausland.
No, I'd fully back that team. But I'm not going to hang it at all, mate. I would be quite an interesting thing, as you say there with Davies. I mean, manager did talk about players wanting his players to play more than one position, three. So Suter coming in, I've no problem with that at all. Get a bit of confidence back in there. What happened to the whole thing you were on about to me and all with Goldson and Davies? What was it, no conceding or something?
No, I think that was
Yeah.
rubbished in the Aberdeen game. There's
Was
the
it?
two of them
Right.
starting. I
Aye.
think they'd
Well,
lost a
no,
league game together or something.
I'm just wanting Danilo to start up top. I can't watch Dessers play.
He needs to play now. It's as simple
There's
as
no
that.
excuses.
There is no excuses. Even if you want to chuck in a boy for the fucking youth team that can play up front
I'm
and
just,
get rid of Dessers, man, he's shocking.
I just want Danilo in, and I'd take Jack in. And I just want 3 points really. I'm just picturing a miserable game in terms of weather wise. You know what I mean? You can just picture it in your head, can't you already? But I just want 3 points, mate, and I want Danilo and Jack to start, and also young boy McCausland as well to get some minutes. What's the deal with Rice? Where's Rice? I know. By the way,
I just think it's maybe the number of players you can sort of include in the squad that's maybe
God,
get left him out. Obviously, with
just
midfielders coming back, it's maybe a bit difficult to kind of have him involved as much, but definitely.
I know. I'm not saying start him or anything like that, but I'm just thinking to myself, do you know what I mean? Yeah, a quality young player there as well, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it hurt
Mm,
to throw on it now and then? Do you know what I mean?
nah, but that's the episode. Obviously, it could have been much more negative than it was, but we got the victory, and it was good scenes at Ibrox. It was good relief for these players to finally show up in big moments and get the victory that we needed. And the race for me is kind of on now. There's no stopping.
Mm.
Every league game is cup final territory now, for us and the other side. So it's going to be an interesting run in. Players are coming
It's
back into injury. For injury, sorry. We've got a big game on Sunday, but it's all about this game
massive
on
game.
Wednesday. Dundee away. It's just has to be a victory, man. It has to be. I don't know how we do
It has
it,
to be.
but I don't care how we do it. But
No, there's no ways about it. It has to be a victory on Wednesday, and then Sunday a massive game, a chance to get to a final and add some silverware early doors. I just keep looking at that image and think to myself, what is John Lundstrom doing? Is he kicking a cat? I don't want to say kicking a cat, cut Zuma material there, do you know what I mean? But what
no,
is he
I think
doing?
he's fucking. Is that advertising board? I think he's just kicking the
Aye,
advertising board. So if there are any fucking repairs needing done, James Bisgrove's that minty John Lundstrom's weekly wages, I think, and
aye.
deducting him that. But no, it was good scenes. It was good to see these players. I thought it was a great photo at the end of the game,
Absolutely.
with
The
everybody
Scott Wright's banana,
celebrating.
but
No, Scott Wright's redemption arc's coming.
aye.
No, but I look forward to the game Wednesday and not obviously Sunday. But let us know your thoughts on the game. Who impressed you? Who didn't? Pretty easy to answer that question. But aye, let us know on your thoughts on the games obviously coming up and who you would start. So we'll see you next week for another episode. Hopefully, 2 positive results that we can be